Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kaiserreich. I am going to invade Paraguay. My plan is to then invade Chile. I also have more research. More construction, please. Oh, right, this is a classic. Start the war in 30 days type situation. How are we doing on resources, equipment production? Alright. Start the war in 30 days. And then we have buttons we can press. 8. Integrate Tierra del Fuego, yeah. I think I'm gonna wait for more political power. We got a Red Army. We can get the militarization of labor. Reduces our stability. Primitive collectivization. Permanent conscription brigades. Probably we want establish a new hierarchy. A decentralized force can win battles at a tactical level, but on a strategic level it's often no better than an angry mob. As we have no shortage of experienced leaders, we should be able to create a new command structure with officers handpicked out of the most experienced units to lead a new army. Alright. We should probably build another one there. Okay, Kingdom of Greece. Who do we want to fight next? Is Uruguay under anyone's protection? Yes, they're under the Brazilians' protection, so they're last. You guys should be in here. And you... We don't have enough manpower to deploy this. That's funny. Reduce our speed. We now have 50. I think I want to wait for 75 to get Cordoba. Let's see. You can go up here. But yeah, tragically, our next target is probably going to have to be Chile. Though, I'm not as confident about that as I might otherwise be. Hey, if you want to abandon your capital, knock yourself out. Absolutely not going to complain about that. Absolutely no more non-aggression pacts. We're going for a continental conquest run, my friend. Oh, nice. Chairman Liborio Justo bans whaling. Whaling in Argentina has slowly begun to decline, with the export of meat as a better alternative to whale meat. But this, however, didn't fully stop whaling activities in the Argentine Sea. Foreign ships, particularly Norwegian and Scottish ones, and continue to hunt whales, given the limited numbers and slow reproduction rates of whales, and aiming to protect the southern right whale as their breeding grounds or a huge source of tourism. The Argentine government had labeled whales as protected species, yet due to political instability, it failed to enforce its protections, and foreign ships wound up taking advantage of the situation. However, now that the ineffective reactionaries have undergone, it's best interest to keep the foreign exploiters away from our nation. As such, Chairman Liborio Justo has signed a bill which whaling will now be banned in the Argentine Sea, and any ships caught in the act shall be prosecuted. While some conservatives have labeled the measure as extreme, as it now bans all whaling over a region, as opposed to just over the protected southern right whale, the overall public has received the ban positively. It's believed to be due to how the yearly migration of whales attracts thousands of internal tourists, making one of the of the many well-regarded national attractions. Interesting. I love a good filler word. Interesting. Oh, we have out-of-date infantry equipment. How much do we need that? We need it. Iron. Let's get it from the American syndicalists. Seems like a good idea. Let's get concentrated industry. Go, go, go. Can I integrate? Yes, I can. I will integrate Cordoba. Oh my gosh. Oh, protests in the interior turn to riots. As our centralizing reforms are finally taking effect, the farthermost provinces of Argentina flared open protest against the government. These protests, taking part mostly on provinces like Salta, Santiago de Estero, and La Rioja, have accused Chairman Liborio, and by extension the government, of favoritism with regards to Buenos Aires, which is now an even more undisputed seat of power than it's ever been. The government has responded to trying to disperse these protesters as investigations of reactionary intervention into said protests are being carried out, which caused these protests to devolve into riots, forcing the new security forces to violently suppress the protests. While the general consensus of the press has allowed most of the details to remain muddy, the news of the events has still managed to get out, with some sensationalist outlets labeling Liborio as the new Juan Manuel de Rosas. While we don't have much to worry about from the interior, unrest in the inner province is expected to remain as long as the government keeps pushing centralization around Buenos Aires' hegemony, as a conflict between local powers of the provinces and Buenos Aires has existed in the nation since its inception. This is true. Let's hope the Provincianos have learned their lesson. Here's a hint: they have not learned their lesson. That's not happening. Belgium has joined the Rice Pact. Who needs to join here? You should probably go here. You guys can go here. You should attack. Ascension. Once we take Ascension, we basically won the war. This is just sort of a holding action. It's pretty irrelevant. Their army. They have a big army. I think they could probably out-army us. So, I don't know. Maybe we fight the other guys first. Paraguay's capitulated. I suspect the Peru-Bolivian Confederation will take more territory, though. We can take Paraguay. I think, yeah, and we cannot take Northern Chaco. That seems about right. All right, we have 14 divisions to play with. How well do we think we can fight these guys? I don't know, man. I think it's probably better for us to fight Chile first. This might be a situation where, and I hate doing this, we'll have to wait. So, we will wait. Alright. Ironically, we may end up abandoning a lot of this territory. Anyways. Yeah, we can take Santiago relatively quickly. And it doesn't really matter what's going on in these other places. The fate of Paraguay. How does Andesia work? I don't know. I'll press this button later. Maybe? Fate of Paraguay? We can liberate a loyal Paraguay? We'll do nothing for now. Anyways. Declare Andesia should own all territory. It is not necessary to set up military occupation. Instead, puppet regimes can be installed, and then they can later be annexed to a decision. Okay, so we can totally do that. We love a good machine tool. Probably want better artillery, too. Fate of Paraguay. Liberate loyal Paraguay. We can do puppets. We're allowed to do that. Oy vey. Probably on army professionals. Continuing their reforms will gradually turn our hard militias into a disciplined army, combining the best qualities of the old and new system. When finished, our army will be one made of professional, well-drilled soldiers led by the finest officers that emerged from this revolutionary war. We love one-tile Paraguay. Paradoxically, I think that, like, if we just defend this line down here, we can basically completely abandon Santa Cruz. Oh boy, these submarines need to buzz off and create their own fleet. Like this guy. Sure, you can be a flight deck manager for all the carriers we're gonna have. Natal joins the Entente. You actually, you should transition down here. You should transition up here, and you transition here. The rest of you train for the day that shall come soon, the day of victory. Integrate the Socialist Republic of Paraguay, which just annex the guy that we just released, which, yeah, we want to wait to do that. I think we probably outnumber... We are probably outnumbered fairly severely at this point. Mendoza? Let's see. This is... Actually, La Mesopotamia is absolutely priority. I feel like operations is our friend. Oh, mission tactics gives us more recovery rate, less on moving, breakthrough organization, recovery rate. I mean, mission tactics seems pretty strong. Grand Assault gives us more planning, more breakthrough, more soft attack. Doesn't really do anything. I actually feel like mission tactics. Infiltration tactics is max planning. I think we're going to do mission tactics. Because it just gives us organization. And that seems pretty good. The other one was Grand Assault. It's not bad, but like... I feel like mission tactics is good. Let's go, mission tactics. Large unit, mission tactics. It's an interesting combo. We got improved radio. Okay. The thing we need is lots and lots of... Oh, we need support equipment. Or, we need support equipment. La Pampa has been cored. Cyan has joined the Cove Prosperity Sphere. We got an army of professionals. We need factories really, really, really badly. I think we need socialist military industry, right? Our revolutionary arms began as we made our own weapons in our own homes and workshops to guard against the oppressors. Before resources stayed behind it, we're now able to build a fully fledged military industry to support the expansion of our revolutionary army. American people's government has collapsed. Fall of Baton Rouge. Perhaps the war will be over soon? Oh man, the Workers' Congress of America is Workersly Congressing America. Putting us in a situation where I feel like we probably need to invade Chile sooner rather than later. I really want to be able to deploy. Well, there we go. Alright, here's our plan. You guys go here. You guys go here. You guys go here. And we are going to integrate Mendoza. I would love to turn my infantry all into standard infantry, but I don't think we have the resources for that. Yeah, we shouldn't bother. In practice, it's probably in our best interest to not overcommit to resources we can't actually back up. Alright. We are coring stuff. I feel like the answer is... How much juice? Neither of these regions have any significance. So we have Salta. Nothing. I feel like we're already integrating all the places that are, like, really important. Yeah, basically. Alright. So, we should probably... Let's see. I want to wait a little bit. We have socialist military industry. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's probably good. Construct new arms factories. Okay. This is making a bunch of stuff available. I don't really know how much of a big deal it is. Copy foreign models. No fort left standing. Urban development. No quarter for counter-revolutionaries. Permanent conscription brigades could be good. Permanent socialist accumulation could be good. Militarization of labor could also be good. Following Leon Trotsky's theory of militarization of labor, shall begin drafting our citizens for auxiliary duties. While not everyone will be happy with the measure, it's their responsibility as a liberating working class from the yoke of bourgeoisie to aid their fellow workers and the state that protects them to face off against the foes that may threaten it. Alright. With that, I am going to call it here, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.